directly impacts the Saints because if people do trade up to get quarterbacks, and it's not the Saints, which obviously we think that they could possibly do, even though I think it's very unlikely, that allows better players to drop to you. And I don't know, Evan Neal's not going to get back there, but say Charles Cross, who in this mock draft, who's the offensive tackle for Mississippi State, is the 6th pick. Say people start getting antsy and moving up for quarterbacks, and all of a sudden he shows up there available at 16, and you've got a better grade on him than you do Trevor Penning, or I don't think Evan Neal's going to be there, but if you're looking at a tackle, the best chance for a good tackle to drop to you is if people start pressing for quarterbacks. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I think, those are – you're talking about the most, premier positions in all of football. You're going to have those quarterbacks right up there. Left tackle's going to be up there. Cornerback's going to be up there. Edge rusher's going to be up there. And those, if you look at a lot of these mock drafts, those are all the positions that are flying off the board pretty quickly there. So if you're the Saints, I think those are the markets you want to be in. You want to be looking for an offensive lineman to replace Teron Armstead. You also, you could probably use another edge rusher. Cam Jordan's getting up there in age. Don't really know what you're going to get from Davenport. So I think those positions are positions I think the Saints will go. They could even go quarterback if they don't really love the, Dalton and Winston situation. They kind of want to have those kind of veteran quarterbacks kind of, lead a rookie guy on and kind of build that bridge to the future. I could see them going that route too. They really have their options open right now.
They do. And in this mock draft that I'm looking at, it has the Saints with their first selection. And this will be to the point, but they have the Saints' first selection. They have Trevor Penning, the offensive lineman from Northern Iowa, who is apparently just a ridiculous athlete with a mean streak. I haven't seen much tape on him, but when you read about him, that's always been the case. And then they've got the Saints taking Matt Corral at number 19. They have them waiting until the second round to go get their wide receiver, and in this case, it's Sky Moore from Western Michigan. But I cannot open a mock draft that doesn't have the Saints not taking tackle, wide receiver right out of the chute. And again, this is a topic we brought up last week, but they never do what we think they're going to do. Yeah. And so, it goes back to, this is me talking, is certainly not a scout and doesn't know how the Saints want to run their offense, but I thought taking Alvin Kamara was a ridiculous draft pick when they already had 3 running backs on the roster. Obviously you shouldn't have counted Adrian Peterson because they weren't going to do anything with him. But I thought that was a crazy selection for them to make at that point with a high pick in the draft. But he was the best player available, and they had him huge on the board, and he turns into an All-Pro. They zig when we think they're going to zag more often than not.
No, yeah, I think, they've won, probably the second most games in the last 6 or 7 years in the NFL. And you don't do that unless you draft well. And that's exactly, what the Saints have done. They've done a phenomenal job, keeping the guys that they, drafted and building those guys, to franchise tag guys and guys who are getting, a lot of these max contracts. And obviously guys like Teron Armstead who go on to get paid, some of these huge deals, or you just can't, continue to pay them. So the Saints have done a good job drafting. I think that's why they're in their position that they're in now. And who knows where they're going to go. I think I agree with you there. They could go quarterback. Would I be shocked if they did? No. I wouldn't be shocked if they went position of need and took 2 receivers and just went that route. They can do a lot of things here, and that's why I think they made that deal with the Eagles.
We're going to get a couple of draft experts on in the next week to go through some things that they're hearing inside the industry. All I can do here is read articles, and one of the ones that I read on CBS Sports Today said that one of the fastest moving, one of the guys with the most buzz around him at this point is Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State wide receiver. They think he is the number 1 wide receiver prospect, and in this mock draft, they have him coming up board at 8 to Atlanta. And I think there's a lot of people in New Orleans that would love it if he fell there. You certainly have your other options, whether it's Jameson Williams or whether it's Chris Olave or whatever it may be. It doesn't sound like to me that Garrett Wilson is going to be around when the Saints pick first at 16.
No, he's got to be long gone. To me, that's who I have as the best receiver in this draft. I know a lot of people are very high on Jameson Williams. I think he probably would be if he wasn't coming off injury, but I think, to me, it's Wilson, man. He's so explosive after the catch. He can high point the ball. He's just really, really dominant. I don't think he's going to be anywhere around that Saints pick, but I do think maybe get his teammate. I think Olave could possibly be there, and he's just blazing speed, and I think that's exactly what the Saints could use in that receiving corps, someone who can kind of take the top off and, push some of those DBs back and, give, some of these quarterbacks a little more room to operate. But I could see Olave being there, but not Wilson. Thanks so much for watching Hun Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. See you next time.